Hello my friends, welcome to today's episode on Grainificent. In today's episode, it's a little short episode about how to set up your own little darkroom if you are in a very tight spot. If you don't have a place specific for a darkroom, how to adapt a small tiny bathroom or restroom into a darkroom. So as you see here, I got my enlarger. So you need any type of enlarger, basically. You will need a masking frame, something like that. You set the size of the image you want to get on here. So you could put your paper underneath and have some white borders so you know what size you're doing, right? Other than an enlarger, of course, you will need a timer for your enlarger. Any type of timer works. I have here, I don't know, it's a Czechoslovakian timer, so that country doesn't exist anymore. They split into the Czech Republic and Slovakia. So it is an old timer from the old times, yes. But the point is, you set the time you want to use, for example, a 2-second counter. You press the button and it counts down the 2 seconds, and it is itself plugged into power, and it has the enlarger plugged into here. So when the timer is activated, the enlarger throws the image onto your photo paper. So you make the print, right? So other than this, so you need, of course, an enlarger. That's one of the most important things, because you could do contact prints without an enlarger, but your photos will be tiny if you're doing 35mm contact prints. If you have medium format negatives, then they will be a little bigger, like a 6x6 negative format would be about the size of a Polaroid print, somewhere near there. 6x9, maybe a little bit bigger. 4x5, that's already inches, that's already large format. So I guess if you're doing large format, then you already have some type of a darkroom, but I don't have an enlarger for 4x5, so at the 4x5 large format negative, I would have to do contact prints on smaller sized paper. So currently that's my situation. But as you see, I'm in a tight little bathroom here. The camera is standing on a tripod in my bathtub. And so another thing you need, of course, are containers for your chemistry and to develop your paper. So you need 3 trays at least, because one is for the developer, the middle one is for the stop bath, or just a regular water bath to stop the developing, and the third one is for fixer, to wash off all the remaining silver and all that, so it won't get darker when exposed to light. And the last one you need, it can be laying in the tub. Another one just for clean water. So after the entire process, your photos need to soak in water for some time to get all the fixer out. So it should be running water, but I didn't see any difference in just standing water. Just, of course, you have to replace this water every few prints so it is nice and fresh. And of course, you need a red light. It's a darkroom light, red light. You could buy specific darkroom lights, or they sell also just regular bulbs that are painted red that you could put into regular bulb mounts into your lights in your bathroom. So as you see, I have a tiny amount of room. Now, of course, you need somewhere to hang your photos. I got a little thread hanging there. As you see, here's the part of this thread hanging. So it's hanging across the bathroom there, so I can hang my prints. And some metal clips to, of course, hang them by. And of course, you need paper You could buy cheap Foma papers, Foma Speed. This is the Foma Speed. They are multi-grade. I think I think they are all multi-grade. Yes, but I got the Foma Speed matte. You could buy little boxes of 25 sheets. You could buy boxes of 100 sheets in different sizes. They got them in different sizes. Like you see here, I got a larger sized Ilford multi-grade resin coated paper, deluxe pearl. Yes, so depending on the size of the print you want to make, and of course the quality of the paper, because Foma Speed, it's cheap paper. Some people say you could get as good quality as on Ilford. Some people live their entire lives using only Foma Speed paper because they claim it's the best and you don't have to overpay for other companies. Other people use only Ilford. Other people use only Kodak. There is a lot of companies making paper, so it's just whatever you like best and just stick with it. I have here a print I made recently just for testing purposes on this Foma Speed, my son. So here you see, it's a nice matte finish print. I don't know how much of the matte finish you can see on the video, but as you see, the print came out quite nice. So, yes. And of course, the next thing you need is film negatives. Of course, you can't make any prints without negatives, right? So, how to develop your own film. I got videos about that. They will be linked in the description down below. And of course, you need chemistry. You could buy from Ilford a whole set. They come with the Ilford multi-grade developer, Ilford Ilfastop for the stop bath, and Ilford Rapid Fixer for the fix bath. So you can buy them in sets, you can buy them separate. They have all the instructions how to mix, how long they last for, and everything. I will make a video about how to test. There is already a video about how to test the fixer. You could test the fixer using just regular film, so it works the same for developing paper. You can do the simple test with a strip of film to see if it still works good, because it lasts for quite a long time. It says in storage 6 months in half full tightly capped bottles. I got this one for 2 years in less than half full, and it still works perfectly like you seen on that print. Same goes for my multi-grade developer. Its life is 6 months in half full tightly capped bottles. This is half full, so, but still, I got this already 2 years ago started, and it still works. I will make a video about how to test your developer, your paper developer, if it is still in good working condition. And the stop bath, personally, I don't know how to test that, because all it does is just stops the developing. I guess you could test it by exposing your paper to light after you use the stop bath. It shouldn't be getting dark right away, but I don't know about that. I will do some tests and of course make a video when I do learn and find out how to test the stop. But even if it is an old stop, old chemicals that don't work at all, remember that you could use a stop bath with just only water. So even if the chemicals don't work at all, they will still dilute the developer that's on the page, causing it to stop working, basically, just like clean water would do. So it's not much of a worry if your Ilfastop works or not. I guess if you're a professional, then you want everything to work perfectly. But then if you're a professional and you want everything to work perfectly, I don't know why you're watching this video. You should be teaching me as well, so. And the final thing you need of all these things, you need, of course, some type of darkroom focusing loop, something like that. I don't know how it's called. This is from Patterson. It's a focusing loop to focus if your image under your enlarger is in focus. So that's of course needed, so you know when your image is in focus, right? So you always focus on the grain and not in the picture, because if the picture is not in focus, you will never get it in focus. And if you focus on the grain and your picture is out of focus, that means you took a picture that's out of focus, so you're not going to correct that. But you focus on the grain, so you know that if your grain is in focus, that means everything on the picture that should be in focus when properly taken will be in focus as well. And of course, the room has to be completely sealed from any external light. As you see, my doors have a light seal cloth on them, so there isn't any light coming through. They have seals all around the edges of the door, all around, so there is no light leaking from between the doors. And your darkroom has to be completely dark. The only light that is allowed to be on is this light. So when we turn off the light, this is how it looks like. Of course, I don't know how much ISO my camera cranked it up currently. They cranked it up high enough. So that's how you get your little darkroom ready. This is like the first episode in this little series. I will of course record a video how to test your developer if it works, what happens if you expose your paper to light, and how to do prints. So stay tuned for those videos. So if you like this type of videos, film photography related content, please hit the like button on this video. It shows the YouTube algorithm that these videos are worthy of showing to others. And hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any amazing content, and that shows me that I make helpful and interesting videos. And if you would like to support this channel so I can pump out more content and do more amazing things, there's a donation link in the description below. You could also support me with the support button under this video. And if you want more bang for your buck, you are invited to look into channel memberships where from $1 a month, you can see all the videos I make at least a month ahead of time before it goes public. So thank you for watching, my friends. Take care and see you in the next episode.